everybody. Today we're going to do the first of the detailed lessons of the Lotus Qigong. We're going to do both of the first two movements, step 1 and step 2, because they're pretty simple and we can just wrap them into one. Now, if you haven't watched the Safety Matters segment yet, please do. It's important that you take into account the safety features before we start. So just as a heads up to anyone who hasn't watched it yet, do watch it please. Now the first two steps of the Lotus Qigong, as I say, are fairly simple, so we'll wrap them up and we'll do them all in one. Let me start by just demonstrating to you the first two steps. So begin, feet together, arms at the side, nice and straight but not stiff. I'm going to mirror image. So when I tell you to pick up your right foot, the right foot there, I'm going to pick up my left foot and move it so that you can mirror watching me. I'll try to remember to do that. I'm not very good at that. We'll do the best we can. So I'm going to mirror. I'm going to do the thing in mirror image so you can follow exactly. So here we have the first two movements of the Lotus Qigong. That's basically it, the first two movements. Now, let's start with the first movement. There is some hand movements and there's also a little knee thing. We'll leave out the knee thing for the moment and just look at the hands. So, with your feet comfortably separated, about shoulder width apart, or whatever distance makes you feel comfortable and stable, we'll begin. Start hands at the side and elevate your hands like this. Hands come up. Hands come down. You only do that once, but we're going to do it a few times before we get the hang of it. Hands up, hands down. Now, if you notice, I'm leading with the wrist here. The wrist top, wrist bottom leads on the way down. The top of the wrist leads up, bottom of the wrist leads on the way down. So, smooth, continuous, even. Now, one thing about this movement is we're not standing here doing an airy fairy wave. Bye-bye to the pixies at the bottom of our garden. There's a bit of an effort goes into doing this to do it properly. Always when we're working in Tai Chi and in Qigong, our movements should be made as if we could feel ourselves pressing against something resisting our move. And it's the same with this simple hand up and down thing. Visualize, if you can, that you've got a couple of those rubber elastic stretchy exercise bands, you know, the ones you can do this with. Imagine you've got one around the wrist here down to your held on the floor, and there's another one around the wrist going up to the ceiling. And when you bring your hand down, you're tugging against that one at the ceiling. And when you bring your hand up, you're tugging against the one to the floor. So it's not just floaty, not at all. There is that feeling of resistance as you go. So always that feeling of resistance. And I know some of you blokes might think this looks a bit limp-wristed. If that's the case, it doesn't have to be quite that way. If you would prefer to make a more sort of definite thing out of it, a bit more masculine, what do you want to say? Then you can do whatever feels right for you. And it's the same for everybody. Everybody can put whatever amount of swoop into this feels right. The important thing is that you're smooth and continuous in your movements, and that you've got that sense of working against a force, that something is, you're having to push or pull against a force. So that's basically that move. Now, it comes with a little knee movement, and here's how that works. Hands swing up, and as the hands swing down, drop your knees just a little bit. Not a big deal thing, just drop your knees a little. So let's just try it again from the beginning. Pick up your right foot and step out to about shoulder width apart, hands at the side, and bring with your wrists leading, bring your hands up, bring your hands down, and let your knees drop slightly. Good. And again, with your all your weight on your left. What am I doing? That's my left. Your right leg, all your weight. Separate your feet like this. Hands drift up, pushing. Hands come down with the bend. And again, hands come up, hands come down. And that's essentially it. That's it for that move. And while we're on the subject of this particular move, I don't know how many of you are into meditation. I know some of you are. If you are into meditation or you've ever thought about doing meditation, this particular hand movement is actually a meditation if you keep going. So if you just do this, focusing on your move as you go, paying attention to your knee, paying attention to your hands, feeling the smoothness, feeling the continuous movement, feeling the push against the invisible force, then you can turn this into actually a quite nice complete little meditation. So just something to file away if you do meditation or you want to have a go at it. It actually can completely consume your mind, the details of that, paying attention to getting it right, which is exactly what a meditation is all about. So that's the first step. We'll just call it the opening step. The next step, which has a name, it's called turtle. Turtle treads water. So let's throw in turtle treads water. So we begin. First, hands drift up, hands come down. Now turn your hands palm up and bring your elbows behind. We'll just stop there. We'll do that one again a couple of times. So, hands up, hands down, palms up at about your waist level. Bring your elbows back. Now, there's a real tendency when you're doing this bit, bringing the elbows back, to do it like this. Don't swing your elbows up. Don't hoik your shoulders up. Keep your shoulders nice and down and bring your hands straight, your elbows come straight back. So if you do it right, you'll actually feel it's quite nice. Your chest opens up and your posture improves, and it's a rather good stance. So we'll just do that a couple more times again. So here we go. Opening step, elbows back, shoulders down, elbows down but back, and relax. And let's try it just a couple more times. You can do it along with me, and then we'll tack on the last bit of it. So here we go. Okay, let's do just one last one, and then there. Now we'll add the next bit on, the turtle swimming. So here we go. turtle swimming. So here's how it goes. We'll break it down again. Here we've done the first bit. Elbows back. Your knees are still slightly bent, elbows back. Bring your hands up. Your right hand comes atop of your left hand. Come across to this distance and then back and then down to the sides and straighten up and stop. So let's do that a couple more times. Stepping out. Palms up, elbows back, hands up, right hand across left, meet like that, and straighten up as your hands come down. Now I'm saying to you that you put your right hand over top of your left hand. Well, guess what? If you do it the other way around, you're not going to find the Tai Chi police at your door. Don't worry about it. So let's just practice that a few times together. Step out, opening move, palms up, elbows back, hands up, turtle treading water, and straighten up. Excellent, good. Well, that's about it. That's a sufficient demonstration. What I will follow up with right after this video, immediately, is I'll do a little recording that's just got the actual process, not the yakking and the talking, just me doing the thing 4 or 5 times over, so you can follow. If you just want to do a bit of practice without having to listen to all of the talking up front, you can use the little following video that'll just be the run through of these first 2 steps. So that should do us for today, or at least for this part of today. I hope I'll add the other little video almost immediately after this one. So take care, everybody. See you soon.